Hello everyone, nice to meet you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sofia and I am 20. I am currently studying international business at university. And today I would like to talk about doing business in Netherlands. Okay, so let's start. Netherlands is a European country bordering Belgium and Germany. Its capital is Amsterdam and its official language is Dutch. However, English is spoken in some cities. It can be said that life in Netherlands is very good. There is good education and health, low levels of employment, higher salaries, and little crime. Services and infrastructure are among the most modern and advanced. The high quality of life of the Dutch also means that Netherlands is always at the top of the list of the happiest countries in the world. But all this well-being does not come for free. Living costs in Netherlands are much higher, taxes are higher, and life in general is more expensive than in other countries. If we talk about society, the first impression you may have of the Dutch is that they are close-minded and individualistic, but once you get to know them well, you will realize that they are very kind, friendly, and open-minded. Being tolerant, polite, punctual, and keeping promises are other aspects that best define the Dutch, although they are also known for being straight-talking, very thrifty and organized, and having a sense of humor. Dutch society is also increasingly multicultural, and it's very common to see families made up of people of different ethnics. Netherlands is a country with a very good infrastructure of public services, education, health, transportation, roads, social assistance. Everything is regulated and supported by the state, which uses taxes to make the necessary investments. The price of transport, food, leisure, and going out for dinner or a drink is much more expensive in Netherlands. At the same time, salaries are also higher, which facilitates a certain welfare status among the Dutch. Like any self-respecting nation, Netherlands has its own customs and traditions, from cycling everywhere to having to pay to use the toilet in a public place. Here are some of the most notable customs in Netherlands. First, rules. The Dutch are very tolerant, but they also know many rules, both social, such as not being late to places or taking care of the appearance of the houses and gardens, and those imposed by the government. In fact, there are many Dutch people who complain about the overregulation of the government. Second, introductions. When introducing yourself to a stranger, the Dutch shake hands and say your name. If they are among family or friends, they give 3 kisses on the cheek and mean shake hands. Birthdays. The Dutch do not celebrate Saints' Day, but birthdays. They usually decorate the birthday boy house and celebrate his birthday with friends and family sitting in a circle. Holidays. Dutch has 11 official holidays, including Christmas and New Year's Day. Holidays such as Sinterklaas or Carnival are not official holidays, but are still celebrated. School vacations are spread throughout the year at various times and on different dates, depending on whether you live in the north, center, or south of the country. The following is a description of the negotiation with this country, the problems that may occur, as well as certain advantage and disadvantage. The Dutch economy is driven primarily by foreign trade operations, particularly in the high-tech and service industries. Nearly 159% of GDP is represented by these sectors, making the Dutch economy one of the most open in the world. Thanks to its geographical location, Netherlands is one of the most important trade hubs in Europe, conducting most of its trade with the rest of the world. They are doing most of its business with European Union countries, such as Germany, Italy, France, and the United Kingdom, which are its main partners. Furthermore, Netherlands is a record holder in agri-food exports. using for many years methods of development and new techniques, multiplying by far its productivity. Also, it could not miss the export that identifies it worldwide, the tulip. The tulip is the national flower of Netherlands and produces 88% of the tulips in the world. Netherlands is the 17th largest economy in terms of GDP, which makes it a prosperous country and its population is qualified with a good standard of living, as well as being one of the countries with the least corruption in the world. To do They are quite business savvy due to their constant commercial contact with other countries, which has made them appear to the rest of the world as successful entrepreneurs. They tend to be very direct and clear when making decisions. They are not shy to say yes or no, and communication is very direct. However, they are very observant and detail oriented, which is why, before making any important decisions, they must understand each point of the negotiations and thus be able to reach with other countries. They are usually very practical and conservative when making decisions, do not take many risks, and are quite tough to negotiate with, always tend to take care of their interests and achieve a favorable positions from their point of view. This is why they must be patient and flexible. If you take an imposing stance and extra pressure, the negotiation will not work and will probably damage business relations. Your word is your calling card, so don't commit to things you can keep later. In other words, you should not commit to things that you cannot fulfill later on. Once all negotiation points are clarified and equally beneficial agreements are reached, contracts are signed, which cannot be modified. That is why everything must be fully reviewed and approved. Dutch people's agenda is very strict, so you should schedule your appointments in advance. A few days before the meeting, it is essential that you confirm it by email. Punctuality is a very important characteristic that Dutch businessmen take into account. If you are going to be late, even by 5 minutes, it is better to call and apologize for your delay. Otherwise, the trust place will be lost and your negotiations may lose credibility. The Dutch are conservative and have an egalitarian culture, so it is advisable not to wear clothes and accessories that are too expensive, because it can be offensive. Greeting. A firm and a quick handshake it is the best way to greet, accompanied by a smile and followed by your name. You should greet all meeting attendants. You shouldn't use the first name of your interlocutors unless instructed to do so. Meetings for the Dutch are very serious and formal. There is no room for jokes. During the presentation of your company, product, or service, be clear and concise. Use relevant figures that support and argue what you offer to your interlocutors without the need to fill your presentation with irrelevant ideas. In general, there are many Dutch companies, but today we will talk about Philips, as it has been recognized as one of the most innovative companies in the world, highlighting its organization in terms of active innovation through our research and development, intellectual property protection, as well as commercial success. Philips is a technology company founded in 1891. It is considered one of the world's largest and most important in this field, and it is mainly focused on the electronics and healthcare sectors. To conclude this video, I consider that Netherlands is an economically stable country, so creating commercial relations would be very beneficial. Thanks for watching!